Hey guys, this is Abhishek from gadgetstories.com and today we are going to do the quick unboxing and full review of Xiaomi Redmi Note. We have the device with us and this is the retail package which we have with us. You can see this is how the retail package look like. I have already opened the package. I have been using this phone for the past 24 hours. So that is why the package is already open, and we can see some things over here on the package itself, which includes what all we will get inside the package. So here we have the package contents which are being mentioned on the box, which contains the Redmi Note. We will get a 3100 or 3200 mAh battery, a USB 2.0 cable for data syncing and charging, and a user guide. You will not get headphones within the package as per it is mentioned over here. And talking about the specification, we have a MediaTek 6592 octa-core 1.7 GHz processor on this device with 2 GB of RAM, 5.5 inch of display, IPS LCD display it has, and it is a 720p display. You have a 5 megapixel front camera with BSI sensor. You have 13 megapixel autofocus rear camera which can record high definition video, and also it has BSI sensor. And the battery inside will be 3200 mAh, which is good. And the MIUI which is running on top of Android is again not the MIUI 6, it is going to be MIUI 5. We will show you that as well. And it is again going to come with Android 4.2 as per what is mentioned on the box. So we will just take a look what exact version it is. And the first SIM card slot will support 3G, the second SIM card slot support 2G. So this is a dual SIM phone, and this is how the package looks like. The package is quite sturdy and it can actually survive any kind of drops as well, especially when it is being couriered or being transferred to the consumer. So this is how the phone look like. I have already removed the protection layer which was there on the phone, and this is how it looked like. As you can see, the front glass will get a lot of fingerprints over time unless you put a screen guard over it, but this is a Corning Gorilla Glass 3, so you will not get to see the scratches on this device very easily, at least on the front. As far as backside is concerned, the backside I'm not sure because this is glossy, so it is not very good to hold in one hand. It does not give you a great grip. It is kind of slippery, and because of the glossy nature you will get to see a lot of fingerprints as well on this device on the backside, which is again not a very good thing. Taking a look over the package inside, let me just show you what all we have apart from the phone. So further going inside, we can see that we have a user manual pamphlet over there, which includes the user guide, the simple user guide, and it does have the SAR values being mentioned over there. So the SAR value for this phone is 1.6 watt per kg, and then you have the SAR value mentioned. I think this is the 1 gram limit SAR value, and this is actually the limit, and the value for this device is 0.760 watt per kg maximum. So this is the maximum SAR value for this device as far as radiation is concerned, which is under the permissible limit, and this is the limit which they have already specified. So again, this is good. We have this document over there which includes what all you will get within the package and how you can use it, what is the warranty period for the hardware and what is the warranty period for the battery and other things. So battery will have 6-month warranty, whereas the device will have 1-year warranty. Apart from this, if we take a look over this side, we have nothing. This is just the package designed in such a way that you might expect something inside these parts, but there is nothing. These are just hollow parts. And then we have the charger over there. They could have actually given headphones over there, but depending on the price, they may not be able to give it. So the output current from this charger is going to be 2 ampere. So this is a 2 ampere fast charger. 2000 milliampere current is going to be given. So it is fast charger. It can charge your Redmi Note much faster and some other devices as well. And we also have this micro USB to USB cable, that is the USB 2.0 cable, which can be used for data syncing and charging, and it is a standard one, but it is actually better in terms of the build quality. You can see this part over here. This is actually being done in such a way that the overall current which goes through this micro USB cable, especially whenever you are charging your device, can be controlled. So this part has some electronic components inside which make sure that there is no overcharge happening for the Redmi Note, and again it will protect this phone from any external output current or any kind of voltage fluctuation, which is good. So the micro USB cable which has been supplied within the package of this phone is actually of better quality as compared to what you get normally in any other phone at this price point. So we will keep the package contents aside for a while, and now we will take a look over the phone in detail. So let me just put the package contents over here, and here we have the Redmi Note. Again, this phone feels bigger to hold in one hand, and again in terms of the weight it is slightly heavier, but as compared to some of the phones which we have seen on with 5.5-inch display, I would say this is also decent enough in terms of the overall weight. It is not too heavy, which is something which I really like. In terms of the weight, it is around 199 gram, which is kind of heavy, but you will get used to the weight once you start using this device. As far as display is concerned, the display has pretty good viewing angles, so you can see the display from almost any angle. One thing which I really don't like is that the grip of the phone is not that great, because the phone is again big, and the glossy back cover again will cause problem in gripping the phone properly. But the rounded edges on the phone make sure that you can actually hold this phone in one hand quite easily, although using this phone with one hand will be a task because the display is pretty big. We have all these applications installed, which we will go through. We have some games installed, we have some benchmarking application installed as well. So let's take a look over the connectivity. At the bottom we have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging. We have a primary microphone over there. At the back side we can see that we have the loudspeaker over there, Mi branding, and then we have the 13 megapixel camera at the back, which is a pretty decent camera for taking photos both in low light as well as in daylight. We have LED flash as well over there for low light photos, or you can use it as a torch. Here we have the plastic buttons which are like colored in silver. They give you decent amount of feedback and they can be easily located. And on the top you have the microphone. This is the secondary microphone for noise cancellation and video chat. You have a 3.5mm audio jack over there. On this side you have nothing, no buttons, no connectivity. And in order to take out the back cover, all you need to do is you just need to put your finger over there or fingernail over there and remove this part, and it can easily come out. Otherwise there is no indent on the edges to actually make the back cover come out. This is how you can actually make it come out. And once you take it out, you will see the phone over here. You have the SIM card slot 1, the SIM card slot 2. This one will support 3G, this one will not support 3G. And you have a micro SD memory card slot as well to expand the storage of this device, and you can use micro SD memory card up to 32 GB. And you have the battery, which is pretty big. So battery is something which actually adds to the weight of this device, because this is already a very huge big battery which they have supplied with this phone. And the milliampere hour rating for this battery is, again, as you can see, it is a 3100 milliampere hour battery. Although the box has mentioned that it will have a 3200 milliampere hour battery, but the battery inside which we get within the package is a 3100 milliampere hour battery. And here we have the loudspeaker, which is kind of small, but it is pretty loud for the sound which you can expect from this phone. So which is again good, but it can get muffled and it can also get blocked whenever you place the device like this on a table. So till the time it takes to boot up, let me just show you the front part. So over here we have the nice metallic earpiece which is on the surface of the glass, which looks very nice, and it is good in terms of the quality of the material which has been used. You have a 5 megapixel front camera. This is a fixed focus camera which we have on this phone, and at the bottom we can see that we have touch capacitive buttons which are there within the body of the phone, and they do have backlit LED, so you can easily see them even in dark room. This is how the lock screen look like. Once I unlock the phone, I have all these options of going to the phone dialer, going to the camera application, going to the messaging application, or simply unlocking the phone. So let me just simply unlock the phone, and this is how the interface look like. As you can see, the UI which is running on top of Android is the custom UI, which is called the Mi UI, which is there on across all the Mi UI phones approximately. And over here we can see that we have the LED flash, not the LED flash but LED notification light. So we do have LED notification light which does have different colors. Right now it is glowing in blue because I have some notifications which I need to address. Otherwise it can glow in other colors as well. You can control the color of the LED notification light which we have on this phone. Let's take a look over the notification center and the software part of it. And before I do that, one thing I can say is that the phone is pretty good in terms of the build quality. It is not something which may look like a cheap phone, or So again, this phone does not look like a cheap phone, and this phone does not feel like a cheap phone at all. Once you hold it in hand, it is pretty solid, pretty good in terms of the build quality, although the plastic back cover is something which is not too great, but the overall build quality of the phone and the form factor makes you feel that you actually hold a very good build quality phone in your hand. Here we have all the toggles, which includes airplane, Bluetooth, do not disturb. You can also take a screenshot, you can control auto rotation, you have data toggle over here. You do have support for automatic brightness, you can always enable, and once you go into settings, I can show you what all things that we have on this device as far as version of Android and other things are concerned. First of all, let's take a look over the about version. So we have Android 4.2.2, which is Jelly Bean, although the Redmi Note 4G, which is also announced in India now, and that will come after 1 week. This device comes on Flipkart, so that will have Android 4.4 KitKat, whereas this one is coming with Jelly Bean. However, they have promised that they will also push KitKat on Redmi Note once it is available within a month or so. That is something which Xiaomi has promised to us. As far as version of Android is concerned, it is 4.2.2. It has a quad core, not a quad core, but an octa-core 1.7 GHz processor, 2 GB of RAM you have, and out of the 8 GB internal storage, you will get approximately 5 GB. We have installed a couple of applications in games, that is why the available storage is less. However, out of 8 GB, only 6.15 is available to the user for actually installing anything. So I can show you the storage scenario over there. So we have the storage scenario. So out of 8 GB flash, 6.31 GB can be used out of it, and as of now we have installed around 1 GB of games and application, so that is why the storage is 4.06 GB, although you will get 5.06 GB available to the user, or 5.12 GB approximately available to the user once you have this phone out of the box. You do have an SD card slot over there. So here we have the application scenario, and we have all these applications which we have installed on this phone. Once we insert an SD card, one thing which is possible is that you can actually move certain app data from the phone memory to the SD card, which is possible, although you cannot install application directly on the SD card on this phone. Apart from the regular features, there are some good features which are there on this phone, which they have added as a part of MIUI. So they have added do not disturb feature, which is again can be scheduled. So you can schedule this feature as per your preference, and you can actually make the phone go silent in that particular point of time. Whenever the do not disturb mode is on, it will not basically sound for calls and notification. That is something which you can do. Apart from this, you do have location services, so you can use this device for GPS navigation. As of now, I have used many other Xiaomi phones and I have not faced any location problem as far as GPS navigation is concerned on these devices, so this one should be also good. We will test this, and as of now I have done the location check. Even in indoors, it has logged the GPS location, so I can say that it can actually work perfectly fine as far as GPS navigation is concerned. So we have display settings over there, which includes brightness. We do have automatic brightness, and you can set different kind of wallpapers. You can actually download a lot of wallpapers from the MIUI community, and that will come for free. You don't have to pay anything for that. And when it comes to Wi-Fi, we do have Wi-Fi support over there, but the thing which I'm looking for is tethering. So we do have tethering supported on this device. You can create a portable Wi-Fi hotspot on this device using the 3G SIM card, which you can insert into the phone. You can also use the internet being shared from the 2G SIM card on the second SIM card slot, but again that will not be very speedy. You do have support for USB tethering, and Bluetooth tethering is also supported on this phone, which is also a good thing. As we can see that we have the option of optimizing the audio quality, and over here you can actually select which earphones and which headphones you are using with this phone, and you can also use the Mi sound enhancer, which will only work once you connect the headphones with this particular phone. So all these things are there under sound settings on this one. So here we have the camera UI, as you can see, and on this camera UI you do have autofocus functionality, and tap to focus is also supported. You can change the focus points. The moment you tap on the subject which you would like to focus, it will do the focus over there. Let me just first of all take the photo of this small car, and we will see how does it handle the light, especially in this scenario. So we have just taken this photo, and I will take the same photo like this for this mini truck, and now I will take both of the photos one by one without the artificial light to see how does it handle the low light scenario. Again, we do not have natural light falling on any of these subjects, so the photo will be like this, as you can see in low light. So this is the low light scenario for both of these subjects over there. So as you can see in light, the amount of details and the color production it has done is very good. It has reproduced almost the exact colors which I can see right now, and the photo is looking very good, especially which has been captured with light. And the other one of the truck is also looking pretty nice in terms of the clarity and the details. Colors are also being reproduced very nicely. Over here we can see that this is the one which has been taken without the artificial light. This one is not very bright, not too great in terms of details, but still this photo is looking pretty decent for a low light shot. And this one over here is also looking pretty nice. So low light clarity of this device as far as camera is concerned is pretty good. It can take decent shots in low light even when you do not have much amount of light falling on the subject. And these are two samples over there. In daylight it can take much better shots, and with artificial light it can take very good shots, which you can see over here. With the amount of details and the color production it has done, I would say this is one of the best camera at this price point as far as rear camera is concerned. And we do have the option of recording high definition video over here. We do have HDR mode, panorama mode is also supported. And then when we go under settings, we can see that we have the camera frame, which is right now 4:3, which you can change to 16:9 aspect ratio, and the picture quality can be set from low standard to high, and all these things can be done. And then when we talk about advanced settings, I can show you the advanced settings as well. So under advanced settings you can actually change the camera mode from simple mode to advanced mode, and once you shift to the advanced mode you will have the functionality of controlling a lot of things. You can do a macro mode focus, so you have a macro mode supported, sorry, not a macro mode focus, but you do have macro mode under the manual camera mode if you enable it on this device, and this is something which is really nice. You do have this thing as well, and you can always exit. Apart from this, you do have HDR mode, which you can always enable and disable. So the manual mode actually allows you to do a lot of things by changing the white balance, ISO and other things. And you can also change the scene modes in this case. So you can change the camera settings to a great extent easily from the camera UI once you enable the advanced mode, or you can say we normally call it a manual mode. This advanced mode actually gives you a lot of options. So let's toggle to the front camera on this device and see how does it capture the photo from the front camera. So this is how the quality will look like from the front camera. Right now there is some amount of artificial light falling on my face. Let me just turn that off. So this is how the scenario will get changed. This is how you will look, especially from the front camera on this device, if you do not have much amount of light falling on your face. But again, I would say this is pretty decent. It does have face detection, which it is doing as of now, and which is good for the phone of this much of price range of approximately 9,000 rupees for which it is available. I would say the front camera is decent enough. It is a 5 megapixel camera, fixed focus, but it can do a pretty good quality of video chat from the front camera, and you can take very good selfies of yours. Let me just take a photo of mine. It is again not a wide angle camera, but the selfies it can take in artificial light are pretty decent. As you can see, the amount of details I can see and the clarity is pretty nice, especially in this photo which it has been captured from the front camera on this device. So front camera does a pretty good job both in terms of details as well as in terms of clarity. I would say the front camera is pretty good on this device. Taking a look over the system information, we can see the sensors and other hardware information over there. As you can see, the model number of this device is HM Note 1W, and we have ARM-V7 processor clocked at 1.7 GHz. It is an octa-core CPU, MediaTek 6592 chipset it is. And here we have the display resolution, which is 720x1280. At this much of display resolution, I did not face any pixelation on this device, although the text, whenever you open a document with large amount of text, that will look like soft. It will not be very crisp and precise, but still the 720p display on this device does a pretty decent job. The pixel density is again not too high, but you will not notice pixelation on this device most of the times. We have Mali 450MP as the GPU on this phone, and when it comes to the sensors, we have 3-axis accelerometer sensor, proximity sensor, light sensor, gyroscope, rotation, linear acceleration, and then you have gravity sensor, orientation, and you also have magnetic field sensor, which does allow you to do precise GPS navigation at times from this phone. The AnTuTu benchmark score which we have got for this device is 32244, which is quite an impressive score, and in terms of day-to-day usage I did not face any issues with this device. Here we can see this is how the ranking goes for this one. It is in between Xiaomi Mi 3 and Xiaomi Redmi Note. Again, this device is Redmi Note, but there is another version of Redmi Note, that is why it is listed as Redmi Note over here. Day-to-day usage, this device has performed pretty well. I did not face any issues on this device. However, there is slight amount of lag at times which I can notice, especially while running high definition games, but it is not that much to make yourself uncomfortable to use this phone. As far as available amount of RAM is concerned, out of 2 GB of RAM you will get approximately 940 MB of RAM available. So on the first boot you will get 940 MB RAM available. As of now we are not running too many applications in the background, but out of 2 GB approximately 840 MB of RAM is free on this device, which is fairly good, and the device is responsive. You can play a lot of high definition games on this device without any issues. On Nearmark we have got a score of 61.4 FPS, which is one of the best score which we have seen for this utility on any other device. So again, in terms of gaming, it can handle high definition games pretty well without any issues, and it does a pretty good job in rendering graphics as well. We will just play some games to show you the difference. On multi-touch, this device supports 10-point multi-touch, as you can see. So now we are playing this game which is called Temple Run OZ, and this is a casual game in terms of graphics, and this game is running fine without any issues. I can see the graphics very clearly, although I cannot see the shadow of the player. But in terms of the overall touchscreen response, the response from the touchscreen is almost instant. There is no problem. Visibility of the touchscreen is also good. Even if I tilt the screen like this, I can see the screen, so which is good. There is no problem with that, and this game is running pretty fine without any kind of issues on this device. Similarly, you can play some other games like Subway Surfer, which is also a casual game in terms of graphics, and these games can play pretty fine without any graphic glitch on this device. So as you can see, we are right now playing this game called Blood and Glory, which is a graphic intensive game, and this game is running pretty smoothly on this device without any issues till now. And as far as loudspeaker is concerned, the loudspeaker is fairly loud when I play this game. And I did not notice any kind of graphic glitch or any other touchscreen issue while playing this game, so there is no problem with that. The touchscreen has all the controls accessible, and I can play this game pretty fine. Graphics are also pretty crisp and clear, so there is no problem as far as clarity is concerned or anything else is concerned with this game. This game is running pretty smoothly without any kind of issues on this phone. So you can play this game on this device without any issues, as you can see. So as you can see, we are right now playing a high definition video from our channel, and this video is getting played at what resolution? Let me just find it out. So it is getting played at 720p. It can play high definition video at 720p as well as at 1080p. As far as loudspeaker is concerned, I can increase the volume to full. So the volume is full right now, and let's see how loud it is. So the loudspeaker is actually at the back side, and one thing I can say is that the loudspeaker is fairly loud, not very loud, which you might expect from a device like this. And the moment you place it like this on a table, the sound will get muffled and it will get partially blocked. As far as viewing angles are concerned, viewing angles are pretty good on this device. Whenever you take a look over at the screen while watching a video, you can see it from almost any angle without any issues. So viewing angles are good enough. The display is pretty good. Loudspeaker is decent, but not very loud loudspeaker it has. So this is something which I can say. And you can always amplify the loudspeaker if you hold it like this. If you actually hold it like this, you can actually block it as well accidentally. So the overall video playback and the multimedia experience on this phone will be decent enough. Now here we have the messaging application. On the messaging application, this is how the interface look like. Again, the interface is custom and you get this Swift key keyboard which you get to select once you set up the phone, and you can always select the Google keyboard as well. Although on the Swift key keyboard you get the functionality of swipe to type, and it does give you the suggestions at the top, so you don't even need to tap on the space bar whenever you do swipe to type, which is good. And you get these suggestions on the top which you can select, and you can do typing much faster on this phone. As far as normal typing is concerned, you can easily type on this device on this 5.5-inch display. The keyboard keys are pretty big in size, and you do get a pop-up of whatever key which you are pressing. So typing is not at all an issue on this phone, as the display is pretty big and the keyboard keys are pretty big to be used. Now as far as the battery life is concerned for this phone, one thing which I have noticed is that this phone is pretty okay in terms of the battery degrade rate when we play high definition games or when we play high definition videos on this phone. So when we played a high definition game on this phone and the battery was 33% when we started playing, it dropped to 32% with 3 minutes of gameplay back. So if you play that game for approximately 30 minutes, the battery will go down by 10%, which is again okay, not a problem. The degrade rate is not that high. Same goes with the video as well. As you can see over the video front, when we played high definition video for 6 minutes, the battery degraded from 31% to 29%. That is like 2% of battery drop. That means with every 3 minutes of video playback of high definition video, the battery will go down in terms of charge by 1%. That is again the same as we noticed with the gaming. So this device is pretty decent as far as gaming and video playback is concerned. You will not face any problem as far as gaming and video playback is concerned, especially with the battery drop. The battery drop is average, it is normal, and it can give you around 1 to 1.5 days of battery backup from the 3100 mAh battery which it has inside. For a normal consumer who has basic to moderate usage, for a heavy user who would like to play games a lot or who would like to watch videos a lot, this device can easily give you 1 day of battery backup. Now when it comes to OTG, I think OTG is supported on this phone, and let me just confirm the same. So when I connect a flash drive like this on this phone, it should detect the same. So it has detected the flash drive and it is preparing this one to be used as SD card, which is good. That means you can actually move certain part of the application to the USB storage as well. And over here it should lift the OTG flash drive. So we have the OTG flash drive listed over there, which I can go through and then I can play the contents on the flash drive. That's all from us as far as the quick hands-on and full review of Xiaomi Redmi Note. We really like this device in terms of the overall day-to-day usage and the performance it gives you. The camera is pretty decent for a device like this, which comes for 9,000 rupees. The front camera is also decent enough. In terms of the display size is pretty big and it has pretty good viewing angles. The performance of this device when it comes to gaming is also good. It can play high definition games without any issues. The storage on the phone is also good enough. It will give you around 5 GB of storage free for the consumer. You can always expand the storage with the help of a micro SD memory card. So all in all, we would like to give a thumbs up to this phone. Depending on the price at which it is coming, it is a pretty good value for money, and this is something I can say. In case you have any question for Redmi Note, do let us know through the comment section below. You can leave your questions in the comment section below. You can like this video if this video helped you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.